Hello.
Hey, we're back a little again to talk a little NFL football.
We're heading into Thanksgiving week.
Thanksgiving week. It's one of my favorite football weeks of the year because we get extra football.
And our appetizers.
And some turkey. And some dressing. And
some good teams and some bad teams.
Some good teams and some bad. Some good turkey and some bad turkey. And we just some plain old turkeys this week. But this is week 12. Man, we're already into week 12.
The games matter here.
Thanksgiving week is week 12. But before we do that, we got to what?
Recap week 11.
We got to recap some week 11 coming up. So let's go ahead and jump into that. And, like I said, this is all the games matter right now. Even last Thursday's night game was a big game.
Cardinals-Seahawks.
Cardinals-Seahawks. That division has flip-flopping, and there's three teams fighting for first place. Like a fish on the deck, yeah. We went into the week as Cardinals in first place, Seahawks in third.
The script flipped.
The script flipped on that.
The Cardinals looked flat.
The Cardinals looked a little flat.
Coke.
Yeah, they looked a little flat. They came off that big, exciting, Hail Mary win, and I was afraid there would be a little letdown, especially with them being a young team, and we had a little bit of a letdown there. And Seattle just looked better, played better, won. Seattle won 28-21. Now Seattle is in first place, and the Cardinals
are in third
place. So these games are important. But let's go ahead and jump on into the Sunday game. Sunday, we had the Eagles at the Browns.
The Browns stuffed the Eagles into a bag and kicked them around pretty much.
They did, yeah. The Browns looked the better team the whole day. They only ended up winning by 5, 22-17.
That's because it was another rainy day for Cleveland.
It was another rainy day up there. They have played through some bad weather, haven't they?
I have a feeling that Cleveland's probably going to get used to playing in the rain.
Mm-hmm.
But they played pretty good.
They played pretty
despite some inconsistencies, and they played very well on defense.
Yeah, their defense is getting better and better. Their defense may actually help them win. I think the defense will actually help them win this game. But the defense may actually win a game for them,
Because Carson Wentz ain't going to help the Eagles win a game.
No, Carson Wentz is struggling a little bit right now.
14 interceptions, which is leading the National Football League.
Yeah, he's having a...
It's not like the NFC East is gonna give it away to them, though.
No. I mean, honestly, they still have a chance to win the division. At 3-7.
3-6-1.
3-6-1. That tie may win them the division. Still, yeah. It's so horrible. We had the Lions at the Panthers. Man, the Lions look good, didn't they?
Under 200 yards of offense, no points.
0. How can you score 0 points as a professional NFL team? The Panthers won 20 to nothing. How can you score nothing?
Because you're the Lions.
Oh, man.
I'm impressed with how the Panthers played with a backup quarterback.
I had a soft spot for Matt Patricia, but I think it's time.
It's time to cut the leash.
It's time to cut the leash. It's time to go on down the road, I believe, a little bit there for him. We had the Steelers at the Jaguars.
The Steelers beat the crap out of the Jaguars.
They flex on them.
Just like a good team should. 10-0, the first team to get double-digit wins.
And again, the first time the Steelers were never 8-0, 9-0, and now they're 10-0.
You'd think with that franchise's
You would think they would have had some, but no. The Steelers. Now the Steelers do have some tough games coming up. They've had some easy ones here lately, but they got some tougher ones coming up. We'll see if they can go 16-0 or not. The next 6 games are.
They don't play Kansas City.
No, that is the one good thing. They don't play Kansas City, but they do play. They do got a good Baltimore team coming up.
They got the Browns.
They got the Browns again coming up. I believe that was it Miami they play.
I think
so. So there's some tougher games coming up for them. So we'll see how it all pans out. Probably one of the most exciting, best games of the week was the Titans
at the Ravens. This game was important because it decides playoff implications.
It was playoff implications. You go from being a wild card spot
to down in the gutter. And the Ravens were down in the gutter on Sunday.
And 30-24,
Derrick Henry continues to punish the Ravens.
King Henry owns the Ravens. He is 30-24. with a touchdown in overtime, and it was like a 33-yard run or something.
To keep pace with Indianapolis, this win was necessary.
It was definitely necessary. And the Titans again jumped up to what seed are they now? They're the
fifth.
They're the 5th seed, so they went from being out of the playoffs
to the 5th seed.
To the 5th seed, and the Ravens went from being
the 5th seed.
The 5th seed to the 7th seed.
To the 8th.
Oh, to the 8th. That's right. They're
out
one game right now, man. So, man, these games are so big right now, and especially there's a big one coming up this week, isn't there?
Yep.
We'll wait just a minute to talk about that. But we had the Cowboys at the Vikings.
The Cowboys squeaked out a win.
What?
They beat the Vikings.
What did they want?
They won.
The Cowboys won?
Yes, they beat the Vikings.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they beat the Vikings on a last-second touchdown pass from Andy Dalton.
The Cowboys won.
The Cowboys won.
That's a surprise to me. Okay.
They pretty much extinguished any Minnesota's playoff hopes.
Minnesota wasn't going to make it anyways. The funny thing about it is now the Cowboys are 3-7 and they got a chance to win the division
because of how bad the Eagles have been.
Oh my goodness, that's so horrible. We had the Falcons at the Saints.
The Saints defense beat the crap out of the offensive line. 8 sacks.
8 sacks and won 24-9. Alvin Kamara still looks like the best player in the best total package in the NFL.
Taysom Hill is a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, yeah. He came in and he did better than what I thought he was going to do. Honestly, of course, it's hard. I mean, he's sort of the size of a tight end.
Yeah, and
playing quarterback.
Yep.
Plus, he can run, so he's a running back / quarterback / Yeah, it's gonna be tough because Drew Brees is going to be out, I believe, till what they say around the 15th or something.
Yep, around that.
Or was it 15 broke ribs he had? That was a 15 there somewhere. Oh,
yep, that's gotta stink.
Now, we had the Bengals at the Washington football team club.
Disaster strikes.
And the Washington.
Joe Burrow literally almost got his leg.
Joe Burrow got his ACL and MCL in his knee torn, so he is gone.
That's what happens when you don't have an offensive line to protect.
And the Washington football field claims another quarterback.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
The Washington football field has claimed like 4 or 5 quarterbacks
with broken knees and broken legs.
Yeah.
Does someone need to just move out of there or something?
I don't know. They need to bulldoze it down or something. I don't know. We had the Patriots at the Texans, and the Texans got a really needed win.
And the Patriots
took a hard L there.
They took a hard
L.
All those injuries and opt-outs are starting to affect.
Yeah. I didn't realize how bad the Patriots were until you actually sit down and look at it. How many people opted out? How many people are hurt? And how bad and how they're floating with a bunch of bad contracts and can't get people in. The Patriots, whatever they do this year is going to be good for them because they're in bad shape.
The next year they'll be better off.
They will. Yeah. We had the Dolphins at the Broncos.
The Broncos put their hooves down and said, "Hold on there, Miami."
Yep. Tua was actually taken out of the game for ineffectiveness, which I think is probably the stupidest thing you could possibly do. You bring in the quarterback, you give him the reins, he wins 3 in a row.
And he goes Fitztragic.
You're rolling. He has a little tough start, and you pull him
because of
what? And you bring in Fitzpatrick, and he throws an interception in the end zone in fourth quarter. So how's that supposed to boost your new quarterback? How's that supposed to help your new quarterback? That's just the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen.
That's not it.
That's Miami football, baby. Come on now. What the crap? Just let the man take his lumps. Miami's not going to the Super Bowl this year. I don't care what quarterback's in there. They're not going to the Super Bowl.
Miami's not going to the Super Bowl.
They're not going to the Super Bowl this year. They might go in 2 or 3 years if you got a good quarterback in there.
Which was Tua.
I'll get my rant over, but that was a dumb move. We got the Jets at the Chargers, and the Jets lost. What a surprise.
The Jets lost again.
Jets lost. On the other hand, the Chargers' young quarterback
looks sharp.
Is on set to have the most passing completions, most passing yards, most touchdowns ever by a rookie quarterback.
I remember we talked about Sherbert. That's my little inside joke. Probably not anymore.
Yep.
At Oregon last year, when our college football videos, when he was the quarterback.
You would have never thought he would have had that many passes and passing yards playing at Oregon. Oregon had him more in a short and a short yardage offense, and he didn't throw a lot of.
And the Chargers got their lightning bolt.
The Chargers definitely made the best move out of everybody.
Into their quarterback
in
selection.
terms of the quarterback selection. They got a really good one. They did. Packers at the Colts. Speaking of dumb moves, man.
The Packers doomed themselves with dumb decisions late in that game.
How many times can you be at 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 and throw the ball and fail at it? Consistently. I mean, we're talking 60 to 70% failure rate when you're passing on 3rd and 4th down. When you've got
a yard.
1 yard, and you've got
literally
3
feet.
You've got a good running back.
3 feet.
It ain't like you don't have a running back and you don't have an offensive line. You've got good ones, but you throw the ball.
Play action pass. Don't get fancy. Just run the ball.
Run the ball. Just run the ball. And I don't know.
That's the play caller's fault.
Yeah, that was some bad play calling. That was some really horrible play calling.
And the Colts will take this important win, and they probably deserved it because of the Packers' dumb decisions.
The Colts didn't really deserve the win. The Packers played better, but some stupid decisions cost the Packers the game. And
the Colts were smarter.
The bad thing is the Packers will probably do the same thing again next week when they come to that situation.
Because their head coach / play caller will somehow, some way decide to pass the ball on a 4th and 1 or a 3rd and 1.
I don't know. On a surprise here, though, the Chiefs are good.
Yeah, sure.
The Chiefs played the Raiders. Man, what a last drive there.
Patrick Mahomes pulled him to Holmes again.
That was really good. I mean, did you see how he acted like he was going to run for the first down, and the linebackers pulled up, safeties pulled over, and then Kelsey there wasn't anybody within 10 feet.
It's cover 0.
That's because there was 0 people covering him. It was 0 coverage, all right. 0 people stayed with Kelsey. And Patrick pulled him off and then just flicked the ball out there for that easy touchdown. That was a brain move. That's a brain. That was not athletic that got you that one.
That's brain.
That was brains that got you that one. That was just a beautiful game.
He's clever, and when you got clever along with that talent, it's just horrifying.
It's scary. I mean, the Steelers are 10-0, but I still think the Chiefs are the better team in the AFC. Just because they're the Chiefs.
Because they're the Chiefs. They're the powerhouse. They're the champs.
Until you beat the man.
Unless you beat the champs.
Yeah, they're still the champs. And then Monday night we had a pretty good game too. We had the Rams at the Bucks.
The Bucks cannot. Tampa Brady's ship always sinks when it comes to primetime games.
Yeah, he's got 5 touchdowns and 5 interceptions and 5 times a game.
Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston. Maybe it's something in the water down there or something, man. I don't know.
Is the water too salty in Tampa?
Does every Tampa Bay quarterback have to throw just as many touchdowns as they do interceptions? Was that Jameis Winston 30 and 30 last year?
Yes.
So I don't know. There's something wrong with that, but yeah.
The Rams got a big win. They played just well enough.
The Rams needed that huge win, and that kept them in the
race. In fact, they're first place.
Now, see that was the Cardinals were first, Seahawks were last, Rams were second.
And now the Rams are first.
The Rams are first.
The Seahawks are second.
And the Cardinals are third. Man, these games are so important this year. And there's a big one coming up for the Bucks this week, ain't they?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, the Bucks really can't afford. I mean, they're
afford another loss.
They're 7-4 right now. And it's this time of the year you could drop down in the playoff rankings just like that to out if you don't watch it really close. So let's go ahead and jump into our Thanksgiving week games. We had 3 games for Thursday, but the Steelers-Ravens got postponed until Sunday, and that will be on that will be on NBC. So we will have 3 channels with football on Sunday, which is still, I mean, that's a good thing.
I think that's the first time in a while that NBC's actually broadcast 2 games. Mm-hmm. Usually they only have the late game slot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But we'll go ahead and jump into the Thursday games that we do have playing. We got the Washington football team club team at
Washington No Names
at the Cowboys.
So you got the Wombos against the Cowboys.
The Wombos against the Cowboys.
I'm pretty sure you guys caught on to the reference.
It's Wombo. Everybody knows what Wombo means. I Wombo, you Wombo, he, she, we, Wombo. Look that up if you don't know what it is. I'll probably pick the Cowboys. I mean, I said I would never pick the Cowboys again this year.
Quarterback.
But Washington's horrible, and they're in Dallas. You would think that Dallas would.
You would think, but Jerry Jones.
No, they'll find a way to lose it.
I don't know. Maybe your Cowboys can pull it through and get first place.
Maybe. Ain't that weird? You could be 4-7
and be first place.
And host a playoff game if you win the
Host
division.
a playoff game. 4-7.
4-7.
That division's terrible.
Speaking of 4-7, that's what the lines are going to be too. The Texans take on the Lions, and I think the Texans will probably win that game.
Yeah, the Texans. They seem more core. They seemed like they could actually score points this time around.
Yep.
Detroit.
Detroit. And now let's jump into those Sunday games again. More pivotal. We make fun of the Cowboys watch this game, but that's a playoff game. That's a playoff contending game. Whoever wins that, it's going to change the face of the playoffs.
And it's going to change the face of the entire playoffs. Yeah, like you said.
Yeah. So the Cowboys Washington game is an important game,
and despite how terrible it might seem.
Yeah, despite it seems, it means a lot. Yes. Just like jumping into Sunday, these games mean a lot. The first game on our list is the Titans at the Colts.
The Colts gave the Titans an L in their house, so let's see what the Titans do with Indianapolis.
This is a revenge game, and the winner of this
is first place in the AFC South.
Is first place in the AFC, is the division winner at the moment, and the other one drops down to the
wild card.
So this one is a huge game. The Colts won. I'm probably gonna pick the Titans.
You want to pick the Titans to get revenge?
I still think the Titans are the better team, even though they lost last time. The problem is the Titans' defense.
Is the inconsistent part that really just needs to be core to me, like.
And I think the Titans have got some players coming back this week that have been injured or on the COVID list. So I'm going to pick the Titans. It's probably going to be a 27-24 game. It's going to be a tight one. But I'm going to pick the Titans. I'm going to pick the Titans on that one. We got the Panthers at the Vikings.
This is
that'll be a tough
game
one
here. My Panthers just got an impressive beatdown of Detroit. I didn't think they had that in them, honestly.
No, they looked. Their defense looked massively improved. Their defense is young and it's been struggling this year. Really.
They just turned into a Super Bowl defense for just one game.
Now, can they do it against
Dalvin Cook?
That's
and they have struggled on third down defense.
Yeah, and when you've got that kind of running back running on third downs,
I might pick Minnesota, even though it hurts a little.
We would rather have the Panthers to win, but more than likely,
my boys,
it's going to be the Vikings, especially since they're traveling to Minnesota. So that makes it a little bit worse there. We got the Browns at the Jaguars. Browns. Don't think about that one too
although
much.
The Browns are struggling a bit with the COVID right now. Denzel Ward, their top corner, and Myles Garrett will be out. So that could also
Jaguars doesn't have an offense.
Oh yeah, the Jaguars.
So they don't need it. They don't need them. No, I think it's about a 7-point game. Maybe just a little bit more. I think Cleveland might win at 7 to 10 points probably. Because honestly, Cleveland's offense is too good. They got too many weapons. So
if only they could play consistent enough.
Yeah.
And actually not be in a rainy day.
Well, they'll be in Jacksonville this week, so they won't be at home in the rain. If it rains, it'll be in Jacksonville, I guess. We got the Ravens at the Steelers. If the Ravens take an L here,
they're gonna get so far behind.
They're gonna be way behind. Could you think? Have I thought at the beginning of this year the Ravens might not make the playoffs?
I would have said you were crazy, dude. I was like,
might not make the playoffs.
How they played last year and coming into this year, I would have thought somebody was crazy if someone told me they wouldn't make the playoffs.
They've lost 2 in a row now, right?
They've lost 3 of their last 4.
And this could be the 3rd in a row.
That could hurt. The Steelers could be tasting some delicious victory here.
The Steelers could knock their rivals for the time being completely out of the playoffs. The Ravens would probably have to win out
to make the postseason.
To make the postseason if they lose this game. That's how big these games are right now.
Do you want to pick Pittsburgh?
I'm going to take Pittsburgh.
You want to take the Steelers?
The Ravens are reeling a little bit right now, and
I think the Steelers will enjoy it being their hated rival.
I think they'll just love it to death. I think they will. We got the Raiders at the Falcons.
Raiders.
I'll probably take the Raiders.
They
on
played
that one,
decent against Kansas City again, which proves to me that John's got a little something cooking.
The Raiders are a pretty good team, actually. They're not elite, but if you want to take that middle to upper level teams,
They're somewhere in there.
they're in there. They're in that team.
I like what Johnny, the old Chucky boy's got going.
I like what he's got going with that team too. He only needs one or two players, another offensive weapon,
Another defensive cover
another defensive cover guy, and I think they've got a playoff team then. So we'll see how it goes the rest of the year for them. We got the Chargers at the Bills. Take the Bills.
The Bills pretty easily, even though the Chargers quarterback is pretty solid.
He is solid. Honestly, I think he will be a playoff quarterback.
If the Chargers can somehow find a way to fit a roster around him.
Yeah. He just looks too good. But the Bills' defense is really good, too.
Now, if time will be, if Josh Allen's going to be consistent enough.
I think he will. I think he will. I think he's got a strong enough team around him to where I think that they'll be in the playoffs also. I don't know how deep they'll go because it's so tough. It's so tough. But I definitely think that they'll be in the playoffs. We got the Giants at the Bengals.
Giants.
Probably the Giants.
Because
the
the
Bengals are
just
stripped down to nothing now.
Pretty much. They got hit hard last week, so I think the Giants should take advantage.
So the Giants might be 4-7. The Cowboys might be 4-7.
And they both will be above the Eagles.
They both will be above the Eagles at 3-6-1. Oh, that's so horrible. We got the Cardinals at the Patriots.
Cardinals.
Knocking the Patriots. Probably out of the playoffs. No Patriots
in the playoffs
this year.
That hasn't happened in a decade. That hasn't happened in so long.
Think about it. Tampa Brady really can't take an L this week. We'll talk about that in a second. And the Patriots really can't take an L this week.
Really can't.
But probably both of them are going to take that L.
I guess both of them are really made for each other.
They're really made for each other, yeah.
They can't. It's like peanut butter and jelly. You can't have them separate.
That would make the Patriots 4-7 in the toughest division in the NFL right now, and I just don't think they come back from it. I think they are out of the playoffs, dude. No Patriots in the postseason.
At least they can get a draft pick.
They can get them a good draft pick, yeah. Yeah, like that's what Belichick needs is another top draft pick to put in there. We got the Dolphins at the Jets.
Dolphins, easy. This is going to be a 20-point game.
It's going to be huge, yeah. I hope they bring Tua back in and leave the boy alone and let him play.
This is the Jets. I'm pretty sure that they'll leave him in.
The Jets have been fighting, though, up until the third quarter, and then they quit because
Adam Gase.
Because they're tanking for Trevor. But
oh, Al, if you're out there.
Hey, go get Trevor at this point, baby.
Yeah, go get Trevor.
Keep a grasp on that. We got the Saints at the Broncos. Saints.
The Saints are going to win. Even with Taysom Hill, they are going to win. If the defensive line can get 8 sacks, then they're going to win.
Yeah, the Broncos quarterback is a really good quarterback, but he's young.
Prone to turnovers.
He's young and
if
he's
if you
prone
have
to
the
turnovers.
Saints defense on fantasy, that might be a game you
that might be a good one to look at, yeah. We got the 49ers at the Rams. Rams by 7+ points, probably.
The 49ers are literally broken.
They ain't got nothing left, man. They're playing with the guy who sells peanuts. They ain't got nothing left. There's nobody left on the team.
Oh, Shanahan. I guess that's what they get for choking the Super Bowl away last year.
No, they choked away everything. We got now probably one of the best games of the entire week, like we mentioned. The Chiefs are at
Tampa Brady.
Oh,
Mahomes could potentially deal a big blow to the Tampa Bay Bucks.
The Bucks would go to 7-5 if they lose.
I think that will happen because the Chiefs are not going to lose.
They go to 7-5, and that's a division. I mean, that's a conference
that's going to be real tough.
I mean, and their last games after that are Vikings, Falcons, Lions, Falcons. So they could win those 4.
Yeah, but that's going to be a pretty big blow to their. They're going to make the playoffs probably.
I think they're going to make the playoffs,
but they're not going to be the dynamo that people expect.
But they're not going to host anything.
They're going to be
They will be on the road.
Just like the proud Johnny Depp inside.
Yeah, and if you take a struggling team and you put them on the road the first week,
that ship might be sinking.
Yeah. The Bucks may not make it very far. And then another big old giant game. We got the Bears at the Packers. Packers, please don't throw it on 4th and 1, but I'll take the Packers.
Do you know why? I don't think they'll get to that point.
Because the Bears are horrible.
The Bears' offense is horrible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're the worst offense statistically in the league. And if you have the displeasure of watching
Worse than the Jets?
Yes. The Bears' offense is so bad that it's worse. They are worse.
Worse than the Lions, who scored 0 points?
They are worse. Statistically worse.
What? Man.
And
Sorry, Bears fans.
And the Bears,
that's bad.
And the Bears defense is trying to carry it like a camel on its back.
It ain't working. You have to add another hump to that camel because that offense is horrid. We will take the Packers on that one. And then our Monday night game, we got, again, this is a crazy game, but it's playoff implications on it. We got the Seahawks at the Eagles. It's a playoff game.
Seahawks.
Man. I will take the Seahawks, and in doing that,
the Eagles may be
that put the Eagles one game back out of the playoffs,
seemingly out, pretty much because how poorly they've played lately. I don't know how they can come back.
So Dallas can go from being the second worst team in the NFL
to a playoff team
to leading their division this weekend. if they beat the Redskins and the Eagles lose to Seattle, then the Cowboys are leading the division.
What the crap?
What the crap, man? This is some crazy 2020. But man, it just makes football fun. All these games will mean something. Yep. They really, really mean something. But that's it. That is the NFL for this week. We've drug along a little long, but this is fun.
It's just fun.
It's fun stuff.
It's all in fun.
It's all in fun. So be sure and hit the like button.
Put a comment down below and tell us what you think is going to happen this week.
Yeah.
Press the subscribe button so you get more.
Hit the groovy baby button over here somewhere.
Somewhere on my face.
All right, we'll be back for more NFL next week.
See you next week.